Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to set up your Jaguar 5 plotter from factory defaults to cut window tint. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and put the plotter over here on this side. The plotter is going to read over here, it says Cutter own version 2.01, firmware V5 copyright. Now you're going to have the screen, the main screen here, it's going to come up and say roll, edge, or single. Up arrow key for roll, down arrow key for edge, and the right arrow key for single. To see what I have our thumb back here, I'm going to go ahead and do is just load it up. Pull back where it's nice and tight, like usual. Have it set up properly here. Go. It's usually going to be up here like this. Once you have it set up correctly, we go ahead and just pop it down. And that should latch it into place. And you'll come back to the front here and you'll see the controller now latching on the outside edges as they need to. From here, go back to the main screen. We're going to go ahead and pick roll. So the up arrow here is what we want to go ahead and do. Press that. The plotter's going to size the media width, go across. Come back over to the right hand side. It's going to do its thing. Now that that's been set up and ready to go, we're going to go ahead and go back to the main plotter screen here. Once the plotter has been loaded with the film and ready to go, now you're going to see it's going to say S72F80 0.25. So first thing we're going to go ahead and do is going to go ahead and go from online to offline here. Press this button right here, on/offline. Press that. It's going to say offline for system setup. Now we're going to go into here to miscellaneous. And it's going to say auto enroll media, the first thing. So we're going to go ahead and go from here where it says select. We're going to go press the right arrow. Again, they're going to say image scale width. Keep going through here. Eventually, you're going to find the scale unit. Select unit here. I'm going to go ahead and press enter to go into that. Now, right now we're in metrics, so we're in centimeter/grams. So we're going to go ahead and press the up arrow until we get ourselves to inches/grams. Up, inches, ounces, centimeters, ounces, inches, grams. That's what we want to be in. So we're going to go ahead and hit OK to enter there. Lock it into place. Now we're in that. Fantastic. We're going to go back to online/offline. And it says offline for system setup. This one we're going to go back in here and we're going to go down into speed. Change our speed right now. It's at 28.34. What we want it to be is at 9.44. So we're going to go ahead and pull that down all the way until it gets to 9.44 is what we want it to be at. Go ahead and press enter. Again, offline for system setup. Going to go back into force now to change that. 80 is usually good. That's okay for now. We're going to go ahead and change that. Toggle that down. Typically about 80 or so. On certain Jaguar plotters, depending on what it's really set at, some of them are cut well at 50 grams, some of them cut well at 60 grams of force, some of them maybe 80 or 90. Just kind of depends on what your particular plotter does and how it works. On most of them from the factory, what will happen is once you start cutting with them, they'll make this weird, loud, strange squeaking noise, squealing noise because of the blade holder on it. To avoid that, simply toggle your force from either 50 grams of force all the way up to 90 grams of force. And somewhere in that line, you should find yourself a happy medium to where it cuts well, but it also doesn't squeal from the blade holder against the film. So from here, what we're going to go ahead and do is just adjust as needed. From the factory, it should be set at 80. If you want to set it at 90 or so, you can do that if you want. That's fine. To lock that in, just simply press enter like we did before. Again, offline for system setup. Now we're going to go ahead and change our offset. We're going to go ahead and press offset. It's going to see right now we're at offset at 0.010. We're going to go ahead and change that to 0.004, so down until we get to that. It's going to do an incremental, one increments at a time. Go ahead and press OK for enter here. Lock that into place. Again, offline for system setup. At this point, you're ready to go and start cutting, so we're going to go ahead and press offline/online again. Now we're back online here and ready to go and cut. And that's how you set up your Jaguar 5 plotter to cut window tint from factory settings.